I always tried to be the good girlfriend, the supportive one. When I met Dylan, we were both scraping by at Starbucks, bonding over our difficult families and dreams of a better life. He was drowning in student loans, his parents' gambling debts having left him high and dry. We were a team, or so I thought. When I finally saved enough to get my own apartment after graduation, it felt like the most natural thing in the world to ask him to move in with me. He was still struggling, so I didn't think twice. "Don't worry about it. I'll cover 80% of the rent, you just pay 20%, and we'll split the bills." My corporate job allowed me to work from home, while his was more hands-on, with long, grueling hours. I understood that, so I took on the cooking, the cleaning, the laundry, ironing his shirts for the week. I didn't mind. I was helping my partner. The only thing I asked, the one thing, was for him to take out the trash, since he was always the last one to eat. He'd nod, promise he would, and every single morning I'd be the one hauling the stinking bag out to the curb. The breaking point came after a weekend work trip. I walked in, dreaming of a hot shower, and was hit by a wall of filth. The kitchen counter was buried under overflowing dishes, empty food packets, and sticky wrappers. And the trash piled so high it looked like a monument to his laziness. I was beyond pissed. But instead of yelling, I spent the rest of my Sunday cleaning. I scrubbed and swept and laundered, praying that he would walk in, see the sparkling apartment, and finally appreciate what I did. When he got home, he gave me a quick hug, mumbled about how much he'd missed me, and immediately plopped down in front of the TV, completely oblivious. That's when I started to cry. It was the crushing weight of being utterly invisible.
What's wrong?
I'm just tired. Don't forget the trash. The next morning, it was still there.
What's for breakfast?
Make it yourself.
How rude.
Useless, that's what you are. You treat our home like a hotel and me like your maid.
Don't be so overdramatic.
What do you contribute, Dylan, besides occupying the couch?
I'm tired after work. I deserve to relax.
And what about me? I work too, and then I come home and work a second shift for you. The only thing I ask is that you take out the trash.
I never asked you to do any of those things. I thought as my girlfriend you'd want to help me out. My mother does all this for my father.
I looked at him, truly looked at him, and saw a stranger. I wasn't his partner, I was his mother in training. I am not your mother, and this ends now. You will cook your own food, do your own laundry, and clean up your own messes. And starting next month, you're paying 50% of the rent or you can move out. The following weeks were a cold war. His side of the apartment descended into chaos. Piles of dirty dishes grew mold. His laundry basket overflowed. He tried every trick in the book.
A good partner would take care of me.
I just stared back at him, unmoved. When rent was due, I paid my 50% and told the landlord he'd be paying the rest. He screamed, he pleaded, but he paid. Not once did he apologize. The final nail was my promotion. He must have heard about it, because he came home that night drunk and furious and stumbled into the bedroom, shaking me awake.
I met someone else, Bella. She's a real woman, unlike you.
I expected a stab of pain, but there was nothing.
Good for you, Dylan. Let's just break up. You can move out and be with her. Are you not even jealous? Is it because of your promotion? You think you're too good for me now? I hate modern women with careers. Bella just wants to be a wife and mother. Then you should be with her. You have until the end of the month to get your stuff out. You can sleep on the couch until then. His last night, he committed his final unforgivable act. I came home to find him and Bella on my couch, laughing. I tried to be polite, but as I was leaving the kitchen, I overheard them.
You're so lucky you upgraded from
That?
I only ever dated her because she was gullible enough to pay for everything. Dates, rent. She paid 80% for 2 years. Let me save a ton of money. The words struck me like physical blows. He hadn't just been lazy, he had been using me, consciously and cruelly. I just quietly crept back to my room and cried myself to sleep. When he was gone, the freedom was intoxicating. A couple of months later, the wedding invitation arrived. Scrawled inside were his words, "I want you to attend so you can see that grand life I'm going to have with Bella." He wanted a show? I'd give him one. I RSVP'd yes, with a +1. A quick dive into Bella's social media revealed she'd broken up with her high school sweetheart Jake 6 months ago. I found him, sent him a message, and laid everything on the table. He was furious. He agreed to be my date. The day of the wedding, I walked into the venue with Jake on my arm. Dylan saw us and the color drained from his face. "What is he doing here?" I just smiled sweetly and took my seat. At the reception, Bella's eyes found us. She froze.
What are you doing with her?
Can we speak privately?
They walked outside. An hour passed. Then a bridesmaid came running back into the hall, clutching a piece of paper.
She's run away with her ex-boyfriend. She left a note. Seeing Jake made me realize I've made a huge mistake marrying Dylan.
I looked over at Dylan. The proud man who had invited me here to witness his triumph was standing alone, utterly humiliated, his grand life in ruins. A week later, he showed up at my door.
You ruined my life. I quit my job.
I heard you, Dylan. I heard everything you and Bella said about me that night. How you used me for rent money. You invited me to your wedding to rub my nose in it. Well, guess what? Bella is an adult. She chose to leave you. That's on her, not me. It's not my fault you were so naive. I worked so hard to leave now or I'm calling the police. I slammed the door in his face. I changed the locks. I met with Bella and Jake for lunch. She apologized. I could see they were genuinely happy together. I wished them well and walked away, finally closing that chapter. I don't know what happened to Dylan, and I don't care. I have my career, my home, and my peace. I have my self-respect back, and that's a grander life than he could ever imagine.